1,400 grams. That is the weight of a human brain, the same as yours. It is also the weight of the brain that led 909 people into a green metal vat of cyanide. 304 were children. This was the largest intentional loss of American civilian life in the 20th century until September 11, 2001. The pavilion at dusk is silent. Bodies lay face down in the red dirt around the vat. Dark glasses rest on the face of the man on the wooden platform. A reel-to-reel recorder spins at the foot of the chair. One brain caused all this. The case is in the brain. The body on the platform is James Warren Jones. He was born on May 13, 1931 in Crete, Indiana. His father was a World War I veteran. He was disabled by mustard gas and had ties to the Klan. He also struggled with alcoholism. His mother worked in a factory and held occult interests. Reiterman shares details about Jones's childhood. He recalls funerals for dead animals, sermons to local kids, and small creatures kept in cages. Gwynn notes a controlling pattern established by age 10. Jones married Marceline Baldwin in 1949. He attended Indiana University and Butler, graduating in 1961. By the early 1950s, he preached on Indianapolis street corners. In 1955, he founded the Wings of Deliverance, later called the People's Temple Full Gospel Church. In 1956, he studied Father Divine of the Peace Mission movement. He returned as father, adopting a communal living model. The early temple was known for its aggressive racial integration in a segregated state. The pulpit was set, case file opened. In 1965, the temple moved to Redwood Valley, California as a nuclear safe haven. By 1971 and 1972, Jones opened branches in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Membership claims soared to 20,000, though Reiterman estimates 3,000 to 5,000. In 1976, Mayor George Moscone named him chair of the San Francisco Housing Authority. The political establishment was courting him. On August 1, 1977, New West magazine published an exposé by Marshall Kilduff and Phil Tracy. The expose revealed beatings, fake healings, and financial coercion in the temple. The exodus to Guyana began within weeks. The People's Temple Agricultural Project is a 3,852-acre site near Port Kaituma. It housed between 909 and 918 people. The demographics showed about 70% black and 25% white. Most were female, with 304 children under 18. Loudspeakers broadcast Jones's voice 24 hours a day. Food was rationed, sleep was denied, sexual access was controlled, outgoing mail was intercepted. White Nights started in California in 1976. They were rehearsals for mass suicide that grew stronger in the jungle. By 1978, total control was achieved. One person created this. The clinical question is how. Diagnosis 1. Narcissistic personality disorder. The DSM-5 code is 301.81. The patient meets at least 5 of 9 criteria. Criterion 1, a grand sense of self-importance, includes claims of being the reincarnation of Jesus, Lenin, Buddha, and Father Divine. Criterion 4, a need for excessive admiration, is shown by the loudspeaker broadcasting his voice all day. Criterion 6, interpersonal exploitation, is seen in fake cancer healings documented in Reiterman's interviews. Criterion 5, a sense of entitlement, is shown by sexual access to followers as a ritual rite. Criterion 7, a lack of empathy, is highlighted by 304 dead children. Diagnosis 2, paranoid personality disorder. The DSM-5 code is 301.0. The move to Guyana is itself a symptom. Loudspeakers blared delusions about the CIA. Loyalty was tested with interrogation. Diagnosis 3, substance use disorder. The DSM-5 codes are 304.40 and 304.10. Chronic high-dose amphetamines were cycled with phenobarbital, Quaaludes, and Valium. Autopsy results showed pentobarbital at chronic use levels. The cultural shorthand is Kool-Aid. The forensic record shows grape flavor aid mixed with cyanide, Valium, Phenergan, and chloral hydrate. It was prepared by Temple physician Larry Schacht. The phrase outlived the chemistry. Kernberg, in 1984, defined the structure as malignant narcissism. This includes narcissistic personality disorder, paranoid features, aggression, and sadism. The Indiana poverty did not cause the diagnosis. The diagnosis came before the pulpit. Drugs and power merely provided the means. The comorbidity is textbook. The pharmacology matches the recordings. Chronic use of amphetamines floods dopamine pathways, which can cause paranoid psychosis over time and disrupt sleep. Chronic barbiturate use disinhibits the GABAergic system, impairing cognition and mood. Together, the two classes produce paranoid grandiosity. This is shown in FBI Audio Q042, the death tape. It captures 44 minutes of slurred, rambling commands. Kernberg, 1984, names the internal structure malignant narcissism, measurable and defined. Lifton, 1961, describes the system's construction: milieu control, loaded language, demand for purity, mystical manipulation, and doctrine over person. The followers' compliance was not weakness, it was the result of a forced system. The diagnosis was the architect. Paranoid systems without limits eventually consume themselves. The external limit arrived on November 14, 1978. Congressman Leo Ryan left San Francisco for Guyana with aides, an NBC crew, and concerned relatives. On November 17th, they arrived in Jonestown. The reception was cordial. On November 18th, defectors approached Ryan and asked to leave. Jones authorized their departure and ordered an ambush. At about 4:30 that afternoon, shots were fired at Port Kaituma airstrip. Congressman Ryan was shot. NBC reporter Don Harris was also killed. NBC cameraman Bob Brown, photographer Greg Robinson, and Temple defector Patricia Parks died too. Tim Reiterman was wounded and survived to write the book. At about 5 o'clock back in Jonestown, the Revolutionary Suicide Assembly convened. FBI Audio Q042 recorded the next 44 minutes. 909 were dead. 304 children were injected first. Adults consumed cyanide flavor aid. Jones suffered a single gunshot wound to the head. It was possibly self-inflicted or delivered by aide Annie Moore, who also died from a gunshot. The time and shooter are contested. The file returns to the pavilion. The bodies lie face down in the red dirt around the green vat. Dark glasses still rest on the man's face on the wooden platform. The reel-to-reel recorder spins out the last tape, and the loudspeakers finally fall silent. 44 minutes of a paranoid, grandiose voice filled the air. It was slurred and disinhibited, coming from a microphone the subject always trusted. The tool that authorized 909 deaths didn't stop transmitting. The transmission ended the patient. The cultural shorthand will remain drinking the Kool-Aid. The forensic record tells a harder story, and the case file carries it. The Indiana poverty did not make him a monster. The pulpit and the amphetamines made the monster industrial. Close file.